Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back to iAllegedly. I've got a good one for you today because people are done. People are at the breaking point. People are angry. And I really do have the answer to all this. So please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. And today we have a sponsor, Delete Me, and I will talk about them in a bit. But regardless of where you go right now, there is an undercurrent of anger in everything. It's not just political, it's not partisan, it is everyday lives. And no matter where we go outside, we are feeling this pressure right now with everyone. Yeah? Doesn't matter where you're at. You could be at a coffee shop, you could be online, you could be driving down the street or walking on this island. It just makes no difference, you know, because we're all in this. It's not just financial, it's about a deep seated anger that we're all experiencing right now. Now, I want to start with a few things that I compiled, and the whole thing, I think it starts with tipping right now. People are sick of tipping. People are sick of tipping because we're shamed into tipping right now. And I can't stand this. I can't stand that no matter where you go and you buy something, you have to kick in more money for anything. It used to be about good service. Now it's mandatory. And you're shamed if you don't, pony up to do it. Tell me a business that you go to right now that doesn't have the iPad, turned around. A woman came up to me in a restaurant. She was in a dress shop, and they slid the iPad around for a tip for a dress. What are you kidding me? Don't you make a commission for selling me the dress? It is preposterous that we have to pay this, but it is everywhere. It's taken our $7.50 coffee and making it $10. Before I shot this video, I went out to the taco stand and got a couple tacos, and it was $12.58. So I pulled out $13, and they looked at each other like, oh. And I'm like, really? And then the next pocket, I pulled out $2 and stuck it in, and then I was an okay guy at that point. That is ridiculous. We used to pay for service, and one thing I ask every single person whenever I do this, hey, are you getting your tips from the owner? And the owner at this place was livid. He lit up and said, well, what is that supposed to mean? Like I would take the tips? Well, I don't know. Just asking, making sure she's getting her tips. Not tipping you, I'm tipping her. Oh, that's terrible. Of course we would do that. We've been in business 20 years. Thanks. Nothing like ruining a video. But so we'll all have to deal with that. This has become mandatory. And one thing that it does is this is offsetting the wages of the owner of the business. They don't want to pay these people more money, so they want us to circumvent this and give these people more money to make them, make more money. It's not fair. If you can't run your business and give people a decent wage for the products that you sell, you shouldn't be in business as far as I'm concerned. Wow, that's a terrible thing to say. These people rely on these tips, and it's different. It's different if you're paying a waiter in a restaurant or a waitress. It's completely different than walking in every retail establishment that we go to. It's not like some woman getting her hair done or her nails done. That is different. That is tipping culture that people need to be able to, deal with. But I'm fed up with it. But this is an undertow of anger that people have. People are fed up with, having to give this money, or they feel shamed in doing this. And again, it doesn't matter what political party you're in at all. It makes no difference right now with that. So, the next thing is that everybody feels like they're left behind right now. And financially, people are not making money. You can hear the lies about how the wages are up and the economy is doing better and we're all, going to be fat, happy, and rich. But people don't feel that way. People, like I said, feel angry right now with everything that's happening. Kids playing on the island right now. And this is just, we're not alone in this. None of us are at all. The comparison of money and social media is just constant and unavoidable. People go out and post their dinners. People go out and post, the clothes that they wear, getting their hair done, travel. And we're supposed to feel inferior if we don't match up to that. It's ridiculous, guys. It's ridiculous. Most of these people, over 90% of them finance that stuff. and can't afford their lifestyle right now. I talked about this in the last video. You have all these realtors that don't sell houses. Here in this city in Newport Beach, California, you've got people that sit there and walk around like they're living the dream, buying $900 pair of sunglasses that they cannot afford, and it's ridiculous that they are trying to sell houses. They shouldn't do it. They should go become a barista and get tips at Starbucks, as far as I'm concerned. You know, the middle class is getting eroded right before our eyes. It's happening all around us, and people, you know, can sit there and deny it and say, oh, everything's great, but it's not. You know, our expectations for money are higher than our wages. But the one thing is, we're being told things like, hey, rents are going down. Rents went down in one area of Southern California, and that was San Diego. And big deal. I mean, they went down $100 a month. They also went up $700 over the last 3 years. Oh, okay, do that math. People still have to make more money just to get by right now. That's what's a fact right now. But again, people are angry, people are upset, people are trying to compete with themselves. And again, don't do this. Don't compete with anybody because it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The one thing that you can't opt out of right now in the economy is the energy problem. This is real right now. My daughter and my son, it's funny, they were both, one's in Boston, one's in Detroit right now, and it was identical. It's 23 degrees in both places. Hello, well, think about it. It's 74 degrees here at the beach right now. I don't need to turn the air on. I don't need to turn the heat on. We've basically opted out of, heat and paying for extra power and things like that. Other than, I was thinking about this. I got my lights, I got my cameras, I got my security system, I got the internet, the pool pump. I mean, that's it. I don't have any extra costs right now, and I'm incredibly lucky for that. Where if you live in one of the colder climates, you're paying through the nose right now. They say that energy is up 18%. You should be furious about that because that's a lie. It's up 40%. You can sit there and be told this story that, hey, it's not that bad. It is. It's horrible. This is an invisible bill. It's like your property taxes. I have people that write me constantly. They bought a house in New Mexico. The county's having trouble. So what did they do? They tripled the people's property tax. For what? For living in the same house? No. No, 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 no. That's an invisible tax. Your heating, your air conditioning bill is an invisible tax upon us. The problem with it is that these bills that we get, I wrote something down where they're not random, they're punitive. They're there to punish you. And so many people right now are experiencing this in such a huge, huge way that, they went and bought the EV car. My girlfriend went out and bought an EV car, and she said the joy of not going to a gas station because she works in counties and has to go to courthouses in sketchy parts of town, as she puts it. Well, that was great for her. But you want to travel to Central California, you want to go see your mom, you're going to stop 3 times to charge wherever to do that. Well, who can do that? Who can do that? So it's too much. This isn't like 2008, guys. This is much worse. People are experiencing things that they've never experienced before, and it's bad right now. But you're not alone. You need to have a good mindset to all of this stuff right now. You really, really do. If you know where you're at, you can control this. Don't let this stuff bother you. I had a meeting this last Friday that was fantastic, and it was a company that wanted to work with me and vice versa. But we both went in there with expectations of like, hey, here's what we're expecting. This is what they were doing. And then, me getting ready to pitch why, I should work with these guys. And it worked out that there's a mindset that everybody had that let's work together. Let's make us both successful. Everybody needs to live this way. Everybody needs to work this way. If you do this, I'm telling you, you will make more money, you will be more successful, you will have better relationships, and you'll sleep better at night. The problem is people want to compare themselves to everybody else. People want to live in fear right now. This is bad. It is. And if you know that, you can deal with it. Okay? Have good friends, have a good job. You don't like your job? Do what my kid's doing and go and look for another job right now as he does his acting shenanigans and goes out and tries out and, does all his different things to, have his auditions and all that stuff. Until he gets it, he's got to do one thing, and that's pay his bills. My girlfriend has a friend who is 48 years old, has been trying to be an actor for the last uh, over 20 years, and she hooked my son up with her just to give him an example of somebody who's failed at this and how it may not work out for you, and you have to give yourself a time frame for success to not let yourself, spend the rest of your life like this woman did. She has no career, she has no home, she rents out rooms from other people, which is not bad, but it's not the success that you plan for at almost 50. Maybe this acting thing's not going to work out for somebody. Oh, okay. You know, you know, people were blaming themselves at first, and now they're blaming the system. The system right now is not on our side. And you guys have to understand that everything is expensive right now. Just accept it, guys. Accept it. Accept it that you're going to make less in 2026. If you do that, you're going to fix it. But this shame that we have to tip everybody, the shame that it's all our fault and you're the only one that feels this tension. No way. Driving here to this island, I had a woman that cut me off and then pulled over and was just screaming at me. And I couldn't help but I started laughing at her, which got her more pissed off because it was funny because she was driving in um, my blind spot, and then I'm look over and I'm like, wait, there's a car that's getting a warning light. So look around, and then she gets in front of me and cuts me off because I clearly wasn't driving in the fashion that she wanted me to. Come on, okay? This is going to get worse before it gets better. You're going to see a a flood of businesses go out of business. You're going to see silver and gold go through the roof because of the economic downturn. Bitcoin, cryptos, we'll see what they do, but you're going to see gold and silver go through the roof. There's a lot more to cover. Let's talk about our sponsor, Delete Me. One thing that we're all victims to that most people don't know are data brokers. Data brokers compile all of our personal information and then sell it online. Well, there is a great company called Delete Me that I've used for about a year and a half now, and they are fantastic. They get your personal information off the internet. Your name, your address, your email, your phone number, pictures of you, pictures of your house, your job information, everything. If you use the discount code iAllegedly, you can save 20% today. Use the link below. It's incredibly easy to sign up for this, but it's an amazing service that I have used, like I said, for a year and a half. I was in a restaurant the other day and a lawyer walked up and said, hey, how does that service work? And I opened up my report and showed him, and he was absolutely blown away. He says, I'm going to check this out and sign up for it right away. So check out Delete Me, sign up today, get 20% off. If you don't want to use the link below, use the QR code, take a picture of it with your phone, and sign up today. But get your personal information off the internet. Get your privacy back. It's fantastic. Check out Delete Me today. Now, if you feel angrier than you used to, it's not you. The environment has changed with everything, and it affects every single one of us right now. A couple things before I finish this video. We have the private channel, iAllegedly Live, and one thing that I've gotten the okay from my agency and everybody is I'm going to, for the next few days, post the iAllegedly live videos up on newvideos.com. Go to newvideos.com, search iAllegedly, and you can see those videos for the next few days without paying for it. And you can get a dose of that and see if it's something you'd like to join us on. It's very inexpensive, and I love doing the uncensored content, so check it out today. Next thing is real estate right now. There's some people that are doing very well with it. We just talked about the massive number of foreclosures that you have, but then in an area like this where real estate is, $5 million on up, it is crazy because in 2025 we saw more people buy houses for over $100 million. The top 10 sales were all over $100 million this year. They were around the country. Florida was the number one place because of the tax haven that they have in Florida over places like here in California. But here's a real problem they have here. On this island, people, grandma bought the house in the 50s, mom had it, and then we're going to inherit it. And these people cannot afford the taxes and the transfer tax for stuff like this. So they lose the houses and these places get unloaded, or they haven't been fixed up or been maintained. So you see that quite a bit. That barge out there is dredging the bottom of the ocean to make it, cleaner. And they do this like once a year and they move around and do that. The next thing, final story, is Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman was found dead with his wife last year on February 26th. And what's sad is that they were presumed that they were there for several days. Now, he has a 53-acre compound that just went on the market in New Mexico, very private place, and he was a very private guy who passed away at 95. We should all be so lucky to do that. But the place just went on the market for $6.3 million. Again, they'll get the allure of somebody famous, but I hear the house itself is pretty incredible. So let me know if you think about that. Again, I grew up. Gene Hackman was the actor when I was a kid, looked like an old man to me. And I always got a kick out of that. It doesn't matter if it was a French Connection. You look at that guy, it looks like he's an old man. And, he did movies for, 25 years beyond that. So let me know what you think and get your opinion on that. And, but again, let's go back to the original story. This is not you, guys. This is not you feeling isolated or alone. This is happening to every single one of us. You've got to have a good mindset right now and understand this. In the tipping culture, something's got to be done. We have to do something to make this stop. Your energy bills, you need to scream to the mountaintops that we're getting ripped off by our politicians that do nothing for us on both sides. Okay? Let me know what you think. iAllegedly at Gmail is the temporary email address, .com, and I'll see you very soon. Reach out with anything.